A few years ago, I was standing in the middle of a raised bed that should have been thriving but looked like a forgotten plot. I'd done everything the books and videos said, added compost, worm castings, a dash of rock dust. Still, the soil felt lifeless, crumbly but empty. No worms. Plants that went in stayed small or yellowed quickly. I thought maybe I needed more amendments, but what actually changed everything wasn't what I added, it was what I did differently. Sometimes improving your soil isn't about adding more ingredients, it's about how you use the natural processes that already want to work in your favor. Before we dig in, I'm curious, have you ever tried a non-amendment method to improve your soil, like deep-rooted plants or a layout change? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You never know who your experience might help. In today's guide, I want to share 3 unexpected, low-effort methods that drastically improved my soil. No extra fertilizer bags required. Each of these is backed by soil science but tested by real gardeners like you and me. Let's dive in. Most of us are taught to build up raised beds, mounds, berms, but in dry regions or compacted urban spaces, building down can unlock surprising results. That's exactly what I discovered when I carved a shallow trench bed on the lower end of my garden. A sunken bed is simply a garden bed that sits slightly below the surface grade. Instead of shedding water, it captures it. Rain, dew, and even hand watering sink into the basin, keeping the soil evenly moist for longer. This constant hydration isn't just good for your plants, it's a game changer for microbial activity. In the sunken bed I built, the soil began to stay moist even during a dry week. That consistency allowed fungi and bacteria to multiply without stress, and within a couple of weeks I noticed a deep earthy smell, the scent of healthy decomposition. Small plants grew faster, and when I dug in to transplant a seedling, I found fine white fungal threads woven through the top layer. By working with gravity and water, not against it, I created a microclimate where biology could thrive. This didn't cost me a thing, no new materials, just a different shape and mindset. I used to think fixing compacted soil meant hauling out the broad fork, tiller, or digging down by hand. But then I planted tillage radishes as a cover crop, and nature did the work for me. Deep-rooted plants like tillage radish, comfrey, chicory, and daikon have tap roots that can punch through hard soil layers. As their roots grow, they loosen compacted zones and pull minerals up from the subsoil. When they die back, those roots decompose underground, leaving behind channels that improve drainage and aeration. I sowed tillage radish in late summer in one of my most stubborn clay beds. By early autumn, the plants had grown tall and the roots were thick as carrots. When winter rolled around, I let them frost kill in place. Come spring, I noticed the soil broke apart more easily, and water no longer pooled at the surface. My first planting of bush beans grew twice as vigorously compared to the previous season. What's brilliant about this method is its passive nature. These plants work day and night, breaking up soil, feeding microbes, and attracting worms, without you lifting a shovel. Here's a tool most gardeners don't realize they already own, a mulching mower. It's marketed for lawns, but it's one of the best soil builders I've ever used in a no-dig garden. Instead of collecting grass clippings or dry leaves, I started mowing them with a mulching blade and spreading the chopped pieces right into my vegetable beds and orchard paths. These finely shredded clippings decompose rapidly, especially when moisture is consistent. And what they leave behind is pure gold, organic matter, microbial food, and worm attractant. Over the course of one season, I used the mower weekly to chop a mixture of grass, soft weeds, and fallen leaves. Every time I applied a layer of mulch, I noticed the soil underneath stayed cooler and moister. Within weeks, I was seeing worm castings right at the surface, clear evidence of worm activity and organic matter cycling. Why does it work so well? It mimics the forest floor, layers of decaying plant matter feeding fungi, bacteria, and eventually larger soil organisms. And unlike compost, there's no turning, no waiting, just chop and drop. What ties these techniques together is they don't require you to feed the soil in the traditional sense. You're not adding amendments from a bag or a bin. Instead, you're creating conditions that let biology do the feeding for you. Sunken beds create water stability. Deep-rooted plants unlock nutrients and loosen structure. Mulching mowers return biomass efficiently. And in every case, the outcome is healthier soil with better texture, more worms, richer color, and stronger plant performance. This approach is especially valuable for gardeners trying to rehabilitate tired soil, build fertility without constant input costs, or just want a smarter, more sustainable approach to gardening. If you're dealing with dead, compacted, or nutrient-poor soil, pick just one of these methods to try. You don't need to overhaul your entire space overnight. Start with one sunken bed. Try tillage radish in one corner. Mulch with shredded clippings in one pathway. Observe, take notes, and most importantly, trust the process. Nature wants to heal your soil. Sometimes, we just have to get out of the way and let her do the work. Let me know in the comments, have you ever used one of these techniques before? What worked for you, and what would you try differently next time? If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Soil Doctor for more regenerative gardening wisdom, and share it with a friend who's stuck in amendment overload. And remember, building better soil isn't about working harder, it's about working with the soil. Keep growing smart, friends.